Hello.
Hi, Abhishek.
How are you?
Hi, Abhishek.
Good. How are you?
Good.
Hello, Abhishek.
Hi, guys. Let's give everyone 2-3 minutes to log in.
Hello, Abhishek.
Dr. Abhishek.
Hi.
Hi, Abhishek.
Hi, Aisha. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Hi, Abhishek.
Hi.
Hi, Aisha. How are you doing? Alka here.
Oh, I was you. I'm good. How are you?
Good, yeah. Thank you. You have joined, right?
Excuse me, what?
You have joined already, right? In the company, as I know.
I have joined, yeah, but I have the offer.
Oh, wow. Great.
I guess let's get started. I know people will be dialing in, so not to take too much of your time. It's only for 30 minutes. It's Monday at 9, so it's not the right call for a late night, as you guys know. So let me put it this way. I need everyone to log in, so we'll give some time for everyone to log in as we keep talking here. So what we're going to do in the next 25 minutes or so is the next 10 minutes, I'm going to ask Aisha to take time in going over our interview process. First of all, congratulations. You have an offer in hand and you're still interviewing for 2 other positions, right?
Yes.
All right. So just to take us through, Aisha, again, just take us through when you started the course and more towards, like, folks on this call already know the course and how we work and everything. I want you to go through your ups and downs in your marketing process. When did you start? What did you do on a daily basis? There are 3 questions. When did you start? What do you do on a daily basis when you marketing your resume and what you're doing on a daily basis? And the last thing is, what helped you when you're down? Because that's what I want to know from you, because I worked with you one-on-one, so I understand your journey well. But I want everyone on the call to know, what did you do when you did not get recruiter calls, or when you did not do your interview properly, or something that happened that really did not go your way? What did you do? Those kind of things which will help everyone on the call. Please go ahead. 10 minutes, all yours.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Aisha. I'm a physician from Pakistan. I started my course in second week of August. I was referred to Dr. Abhishek by my sister-in-law, Dr. Farhana. She was also his student. And I started in second week of August. Yeah, and it ended in first week of like November. Then I entered the marketing, and I got resume from Dr. Abhishek. So I started in mid-November. I started marketing in mid-November. And in the beginning, it seemed fine. Like first week is always tough because you don't know what you are doing. Like you are applying at the same time, you're not sure, but you have to know the keywords, what to look for, where to apply for, and understand your resume. Like then in a month's time, I was getting calls, but the response wasn't like great. So I thought maybe I'm doing something wrong. So then I started applying aggressively. Maybe I wasn't applying enough. So I started applying aggressively. It was like, okay, is this timer for me?
Yes.
Okay.
But for everyone.
Okay. So, and then I started getting calls, and I also got like HR interviews. Like in the month of November until mid-December, I had like 4 HR interviews. Out of those 4, I was able to get to the second round in one interview. I got like second round interview, and this was the one where I secured the job offer. So there were a lot of downs. It's not an easy journey, at least for me. I think for some people it might be easier. It's not the same for everyone. But you have to, you should not give up, because there were times I thought like, maybe it's not working for me, but it does work. So you have to be consistent in applications, and just stay put. And because in December it was the holiday season, and I was told by MediPharm Solutions that December it is like that. Everybody's in holiday mode, so you're not going to get more calls. So I thought, okay, so that's fine. Okay, challenges. During the marketing, I think the challenges, as far as the subject is concerned, I think once you face 2 interviews, you feel very confident. I think getting the interviews, it gives you a lot of confidence, and you are surprised at yourself, because I thought I will never be able to live in my resume. I always thought that. But then once you face like 2 interviews, you'll be surprised how well you can communicate in the formal language, and how well you can answer, because you studied your modules well. So, so getting the interviews was a challenge. I can say that. But then once you get the interviews, you feel good, because when you answer the questions, you feel very good that, okay, you did well, and you studied well, and they taught you very well. So, and then when you get the offer, then it's really good.
Be super good when you get a paycheck.
Oh, I hope so. When it comes to that, we'll see.
Okay.
Aysha, I have a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
Like I've just started getting recruiter calls. I just wanted to know how much time should you spend on looking out for resumes and rest for the preparation?
Looking out for resume mean like
go through different portals, Indeed, LinkedIn, and all that. A job description, I'm sorry, not resume.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How many applications would you like keep for a day? Minimum.
Oh, yeah, I was crazy. So I was like, I think I crossed 160 marks I had crossed for application. So every night, like 2 hours I used to spend on LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, ZipRecruiter. So I was applying like crazy everywhere.
Okay.
Time frame for getting an offer. So I would say like 1.5 month. But the job that I got, it took like a week time. So I applied on December 23rd. I got call on this December 26th from HR. He interviewed me December 28th, and then he moved me on to the video interview on January 6th. And it was kind of confirmed that day that I have the offer.
Hi, Aysha. Congratulations. I have a question. Like, what is your job title? What are you working as?
So I was actually I applied for pharmacovigilance, associate. But
Okay.
when they interviewed me, I would give credit to Abhishek. They thought that I knew so much that he said that I want to move you to a step ahead of what you applied for. So they offered me PV officer, and then they tested me for that too, because this was the suggestion made by the HR. And then when they were interviewing me, they did not tell me what they were interviewing for, but then they offered me PV officer. For them, it was a step higher than the associate.
Okay, thank you. Because I get hesitant when I see a manager post or something like that, because
I was avoiding managers. I was avoiding regulatory. I was, when you read the description, and I think Abhishek said, like, if it's 60-70% of the stuff on the job description, then you apply for it.
All right.
I might be wrong. He can correct me if I'm wrong.
That's a good percentage. That's great. Thank you.
How to measure that 60-70? It's better to say, if you see 10 points on job description and you are kind of okay with 6 of them, 6 bullet points, apply.
So that is 60%, right?
Yeah, but it's measuring is 60%.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Aysha.
I have a question. Can I go?
Sure.
Okay. Well, first of all, congratulations and thank you for sharing your knowledge with that. My question is, during your job, as you go through the training in the very, very beginning, like the first, 6 to 10 weeks, if you find like there is a gap between the requirements versus the training, how did you manage to ask the questions? Were you worried about the fact that they could question your credentials, your level of experience? How did you manage to go through this?
I haven't started yet. My paperwork is still, they are preparing it. So I haven't started yet. My start date is next week.
Okay, well, all the best. Hopefully we'll get to hear back from you if that's possible.
Thank you.
Any other questions, guys? Awesome. Thank you, Aysha, for coming on the call. I know this is your last call, even though while we like to see you, we don't want anyone to be on this call for more than 6 weeks. So yeah, thank you for that. So guys, any questions that you have before I open up that? Aysha, you're free to leave if you want to.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aysha. Congratulations. Bye.
Goodbye. Thanks.
Let me stop.
Could you comment on my last question, Dr. Abhishek? Is once you get your foot into the door and you still have questions as you move forward, in general, what is the environment like? If you would like to ask, would you like to learn, you don't want to fall short on your resume and your skill sets, how do you manage to do this? If you want to share any tips or any advice.
See, the point is, the more you look at something closer and you magnify it, you're going to find something that you want to fix. You go into this loop of OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. So my point is, if you go into a job and you understand workflow, you understand case processing, why people lose job is they talk a lot. And I always say this to folks who join at any level, and they are very surprised. They're thinking that I'm going to give them some earth-shattering advice. But my advice is very simple. I literally mean what I say. I literally tell them, shut up for first 90 days. Listen to what they're saying, shut up, do not talk. If you observe people around you, and if you do the work that you are being told to do, you will be faring well, because they think that you will know everything once you get into the field. The workflow, the case processing, whatever you guys would be doing, you're not doing rocket science. That's number one. Number two, uh, number two is, um, there is no gap between your resume and your day-to-day PV activities. You will understand this once you, day one, they will train you. See, that is where we are coming with this resume. Some people don't like their resume to be updated, or they don't want any kind of manipulation on their resume, and I'm okay with it. They want to wait longer on the market to get a job, and they want to feel confident with what they have. That's their personality. But my answer straight to this question is, you're really not having any gap between your resume and what you're going to do on a day-to-day basis in PV, because of two reasons. One, they will anyways train you in Argus. They'll anyways train you in their internal processes. They're anyways going to train you in what they want you to perform on a day-to-day basis. You can just listen to them and take everything as if you're doing one more short PV course for like 15 days or 30 days. You will shine through it because of your training that you have done here, and your like education you already have. That's number one. Number two is also, if you are able to perform, you will automatically fill in any kind of gaps that you may have, because you're already working on what they want you to deliver. So the major challenge is, people talk. People ask questions. See, when you're getting $40 an hour, $50 an hour, $60 an hour, I mean, I hate to take billing rates, but you got to understand this, how people look at you. If someone is hiring you for less than $100 an hour, you should not be asking questions. You should just listen to what they say initially, and then execute it and perform well. And then later on, you can do all kinds of magic moves, I would say, because what they're looking for in you is, can this candidate perform in the first few months? Once you perform and you prove that, okay, this person can do the, he knows case processing, he knows workflow, or he knows how to do medra coding, narrative writing, or report submission. These are all critical, like very simple things. If you do it one day, the second day will become very much like a mechanical thing, and there are like few things that you may have to change on a case by case basis, but you're not really altering the whole pattern again and again. So I don't think your resume and your work will be so different that you have to like kind of be very vigilant. And the hardest thing is to, as I said, to shut up and listen. Did I answer your question?
That's a great advice, doctor. Indeed.
All right, guys. I believe before I go on with any kind of questions, I believe everyone on this call has a resume that they can use for marketing. Is there anyone on this call who has no updated resume? And if you have not sent your resume to me, please text me on my number right now. Take your phone. And text me on WhatsApp. This is the way that I can do this effectively. If you don't have a resume that you can use for marketing, or if you have not sent your resume to me yet, just text me on WhatsApp. Just text me on WhatsApp, Doc, I need my resume, so that I can start working on it. And if you need a marketing agreement to be sent to you, just also say that, Doc, I need a marketing agreement to be sent. So I'll get it done as well. All right. Just give another 30 seconds for folks to do that. All right, cool, guys. So again, before we end the call, what I would like to tell you is, this is the time your clock started. Like I'm going to talk drug safety language for now. Your clock started on Jan 15th. You have 6 weeks time to get to that 3 interviews. So if you have not yet got to the 3 interviews, the only reason I would say is you're not applying enough, or you have to apply more. I know some of you are like rolling your eyes and saying, oh my God, I have applied enough. I mean, Aisha can vouch for it. She applied, I don't know how many. How many applications did you have, Aisha?
I think more than 160. And there wasn't any repetition in that.
Yeah, so it's not easy, but again, that's because of her Christmas and whatever she was doing in December. That's how it was. So, and some of you might be thinking, what is MediPharm Solutions doing for marketing if I'm going to apply for 100 positions? Let me tell you this, how it works, so you'll understand. It's very common for you guys to ask this question because you think you're doing a lot by applications. When you apply for a job, that doesn't go to the hiring manager. There are so many layers that happens when you apply on a company website, LinkedIn, Indeed, anywhere. It doesn't directly go to the hiring manager. It goes to the vendor. And when your resume goes to the vendor, when they see your resume with our logo on it, because of the marketing agreement we have, they know that this resume is coming through a proper channel. So they take our resume in the sense the same resume you have, but it will have MediPharm Solutions or Orient Consulting logo on it, like how you have Beacon Pharma or Beacon Hill or Bryant Research or what is that, CRF, or any of the vendor that we have. They take that and go to the hiring manager, because you will be represented by that vendor, because that's how pharmaceutical companies work. Pharmaceutical companies do not hire a candidate. They go through a vendor. That's how the vendor system works, because there's a preferred vendor, and these vendors are really taking those things. Per year they pay millions of dollars for, like, for example, Novartis Pharmacovigilance department. If they want to hire, they have a preferred vendor. They might have 2-3 preferred vendors. So even if you apply for Novartis on LinkedIn, Indeed, Career Builder, your resume goes to certain extent. After that, they need a vendor to attach something, or kind of represent you, at least on your resume. Your resume will be kind of like edited to 1 page or 2 pages, so that the hiring manager can take a quick look before it goes to their whatever tagging or algorithm to pick up all the keywords, and it will give you a score and everything. And they're doing all these sophisticated things, but ultimately it's a human being on the other side who takes a look at it with our logo or Orient Consulting logo or the vendor logo, actually, by the end of the day, and then say, okay, this resume looks good, it's being represented by these people. So what they're trying to say is, the employment verification, if we are going to put time for interviewing this candidate, and if the interview goes well from a technical standpoint, we will not have any problem with employment verification, because this person who is representing, this vendor who is representing, will take care of that. We don't have to worry about it. They will definitely make sure the candidate is working for her. So they have that kind of bond with the vendor. So what you apply will go to certain extent, and then the vendors take over, and you get a call directly from the recruiter or from the vendor saying that, oh, I saw your resume, are you interested in applying for this position, and all those things. They do the billing rate. and all those things. Let's say the client is giving them probably, let's say $60 an hour, they will give you $50 an hour. So $10 goes to the vendor. So what you are doing is applications. It should be very straightforward. What we do is take your resume, attach it with the marketing agreement, put our logo on it, and send it to all the vendors every single day. Like today, we had 3 vendors call us and say that there are like multiple opportunities or openings coming up in this company, in this company, in this company. They are not yet hitting LinkedIn or Indeed or any of those portals you are applying. So we had a call and they said this is what is happening. So if these positions open up, we need to procure them, or we need to fill them pretty much by the end of February. What can you do? And they're not just calling us, they're calling pretty much any other recruiting firm like Orion, and they're asking the same question. They want to fill as fast as possible, because I mean, if they fill, they make money, and if you follow money, most of the answers are there. So that's what we do. So when you guys don't apply and we are sending a resume, it goes to certain extent and they don't know what to do with it, because they don't see your resume coming from you. So when Aisha said we have placed 100 applications, when I had a call, myself, when I had a call with them, I asked them, is this person's resume anywhere in the market? And they all said, like, if I spoke to 10 of them, let's say in a week, all of them said, yes, we have we have a resume. They'll just go with your phone number, they'll just go with your last name, and then they'll say, yeah, we have the resume, we are looking for the right opportunity. I know that is why she got the job, because I know she's already there. Once the right job or the right position opens up, her resume is already there because she's already applying. The same thing with Kenneth. Kenneth has applied to a position, and Rebecca, Planet Pharma is a vendor, and she directly called me because that company actually placed a lot of our students. So they called us saying that, hey, we have your representation. Do you know this person? And we say, and there's a person assigned to it. You know what Pratyusha does at HR is that she will sit at a phone and say, yes, this person is represented by us. So if you do not apply, we cannot move that needle forward. It has to be like both of us have to merge and make this thing happen. Before, what we were doing is we used to apply on your behalf as well. But what that made is you're literally complacent, number one. You do not know why you're applying for what positions. You get an interview and you do not know what to do with it because you have never seen the job description. So that's why we said, no, we don't want to do that. No matter how much you pay us, you have to be in control of what positions you're applying. Because I know drug safety, but this marketing people, they have no clue about drug safety. They'll apply for Argus like implementation manager, and you will have an IT interview. You don't want to do that. So that is the reason why you guys have to apply again and again. I keep saying, keep applying, no filters. Because what happens if your application goes to a wrong avenue is nothing falls wrong. If they'll just say that this person maybe might have applied it by mistake, it's okay. She is a medical doctor and she's applying for Argus engineer kind of thing, so it doesn't match, so they'll just leave it. And you apply for a senior executive director position and you are a drug safety specialist, what will happen? Nothing will happen. They'll just ignore it. So that is the reason why I keep saying that keep applying. Number one, don't stop applying at any given point. If you don't have any jobs that day, that's okay. Take a break or take a day off from that. You don't schedule your day off. You just make things happen by just applying. And if there's no jobs, that's okay. Career Builder, ZipRecruiter, Indeed, LinkedIn, these are good number of sites to apply. And sometimes you might apply for the same position 3-4 times. It happened with Proforma. Some of your colleagues, some of your friends did that. They applied 2 weeks ago, no response. And normally we say after 2 weeks, you're gone. And I said, apply again. And they were not happy about it. But people who applied again, they got calls and they got placed. And people who did not apply second time, they were not picked. That's how the whole algorithm works. You cannot predict like what is going to happen on the other side. So what you guys can control again is keep applying. And I'm here to help you out, because I want to really get this first 90 days started right. We have almost I believe 50 students right now coming from October, November, December. So I really want to place you as early as possible. And I'm seeing signs of good interviews, like pretty much whoever is on this call, almost I believe there are 5 to 6 interviews lined up, like in this week and next week. And that shows that whatever we are doing is working, because we did not expect this many number of interviews in the last 30 days, and it's happening again for us. So all I want you to get out of this call, again, I keep repeating myself, and I'm going to repeat it until everyone on this call gets it, because you will get it somewhere in the next 6 weeks. And if you want to get it right now, the point is keep applying. Don't worry about how many applications you did. Everyone complained of it. Aisha complained of it. Complained in the sense, getting fed up and saying, oh, I did 100 applications, nothing is happening. Momita had the same thing. She literally sent me a spreadsheet of job openings, and I'm very happy to look at that, because I know, like, okay, she is doing her part and it will click somewhere. The same thing with Lakshmi. Lakshmi also sent me the same thing. So some of you have been texting me on WhatsApp, and that's one more thing. If you are not in communication with whoever is helping you, whether it is me or Akanksha or Deepthi, at least on a daily basis, because our time period is 6 weeks. You got to understand this time thing. You don't have the luxury of a lifetime. You're in marketing for 6 weeks with us, Jan 15th to Feb 28th. And then we have to reevaluate what is going wrong. Is it something that you cannot fix in 6 weeks? Or is it something that we cannot fix in 6 weeks? We cannot go to the next 6 week cycle without analyzing what went wrong. You cannot be in the market, especially in this market right now. Like, I see a job in the morning, by afternoon, they're closing it. It's almost like a house. Like it's like a hot market right now. I see a job in the morning. I said, wow, this is a good job for this person. I call the person, I take the resume, and I said, hey, apply for this position. And we're going to do everything to get you going with the interview. And by 4 o'clock, they say that the position is filled, because they already interviewed like 2-3 people. So you cannot afford to not applying. Whatever is your resume, whether you're confident, you're not confident, you need more help with your marketing agreement, you need more clarifications on your resume, subject related, let's all come to the conclusion that these are all only going to make sense if you have an interview. Agreed? If you don't have an interview, how is a marketing agreement going to help you? How is your resume going to help you? Like, how is your confidence going to help you? How is your perfectionism going to help you? Nothing will matter if you don't have an interview. So that's why I always say that I want to help you. At the same time, I don't want to like kind of put you out of not having assistance, because you think that you're left alone, because you're not able to understand this my baby steps. So I really I'm struggling there a little bit, but overall I understand that once you get your first interview, like how Aisha said, once you get your first interview, you will understand the whole tempo of the interview process, how much more you have read in terms of the subject, how we have trained you. All those things will be very easy to understand, because you are experiencing it live in the interview. When they ask you questions like, what is seriousness criteria, what is valid criteria, what is a SUSAR, if they're asking you this and you literally can answer all those questions, by the end of the interview, like Aisha was saying, once she has done with the interview, she texted me, the interview went well, I hope I get the offer by this evening. and she got it by that evening, because that's how well she did the interview. So I know the level of training that you guys have gone through. I don't have any questions there, irrespective of your educational qualifications. So the only pivot point is the number of applications you're going to drop on a daily basis. That's the only thing I want to get out of this call. If there's any questions on that, I'll be happy to take. But I'll be repeating this every Monday for 6 weeks. I told Akanksha and Deepthi, I'm going to do this batch for the first 6 weeks. I don't need you to be on the call. I'll take care of all the folks in marketing for 6 weeks, and we'll place all of them, and then we'll move on to the next batch that starts in March with probably Jan Feb. So you guys have to do your part, and we will do our part. And any questions you have my number. I mean, it's not like you have my email, you have my number. You can text me, you can tell me what's going on, and we'll figure things out together, as long as you're able to take the action out of it. You know, I get a lot of questions and I tell them the answer, but they don't take action on it, and that becomes not productive on your end. So you got to take action on the answer given, so that you don't repeat the same thing. And you cannot have more questions until you get to your first interview. So most people on this call will not have any questions after your first interview. I will challenge you on that. Aisha had so many questions before her first interview, and to a point that I did not even care about answering those questions, because I know once she does one interview, she understands the game by herself. So that worked pretty well, but not everyone are going to have the same kind of experience. So I just wanted to assist as much as I can. So my point is, just keep applying, and if you need any assistance in any shape or form, just text me. You don't have to email me, and don't have to email Pratyusha or anyone else in MediPharm Solutions. You just text me. I'll take care of it as much as I can within the same day. That's it. That's all I have. So who is having interviews this week, or who already had interviews this week?
Dr. Abhishek, have you seen my email?
Yeah, you have with BMS. Yes.
Yeah, I'm waiting for your advice.
Yeah. I'm good.
Thank you.
Who else had interviews last week?
I had.
Friday, Abhishek.
Lakshmi, you had on Friday, right?
Yes, I had it on Friday, and I had one recruiter call today. He's going to update me with the interview date by tomorrow.
Okay. Satya, you had, right?
Yeah, I had.
Amrita had a submission, I know. Pooja had interview.
Yes, Abhishek, I had a submission.
Yeah, today I had an interview.
Alka had an interview, is having an interview tomorrow.
Abhishek, I had one interview on this Friday, last Friday.
Who is this?
Shweta.
Oh, Shweta, yeah, okay. You're on the other screen, that I can't see you. Shweta, who is working with you?
Deepthi.
Okay, did you talk to her?
Yeah, I spoke to her.
Okay, great. All right, guys, anything, just let me know. But again, as I keep repeating myself, the most important thing that you're doing is attending this call. I keep note of who is attending, who is not attending, because if you're not on this call, I don't know what to say, because you can text me how much you want, but this call is really going to be pivotal for you on a weekly basis. You need this call more than anyone else. And the second thing is keep applying, keep applying, keep applying, keep applying. You're going to have this on my speed dial, I guess. Keep applying. If I don't know the answer, I think this would be my default answer. Keep applying. So because that's the only thing that you guys can do that we cannot do for you. The rest of it, I interview, you'll understand this. All right, I'm going to end the call, and look at your emails on Tuesdays and Thursdays as well. I just wanted to also tell that we're going to call some folks who got jobs in November, December. Jan, we're not going to, because we're going to get them here. like how Aisha has started the Jan batch. So we're going to call you for that 7:45, so you can come in, hear to their story, get something. It's only for 15 minutes, so it's not going to take a lot of your time, and then you can fall back to what you are doing. Okay.
Thanks, Abhishek.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you, Abhishek.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you.